and you will open our minds and our hearts to receive God's word. And we will all be we'll all be completely blessed, and we will be open to each and every uh, word which you speak to us through this lessons, Lord Jesus. We ask all this in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. So we have finished chapter 1, that is Introduction to Hebrew Alphabets. Today, I am going to share with you the answer key, that is model answer key. If you are having your answers with you, you can check with it. Question A, that is importance of studying biblical Hebrew. Different people may have different answers, so that is okay, acceptable. Even the question A, B, C is acceptable, no problem. But you can take look at question A, which we have solved last time. 20 people has given the assignments, and those who have not given it, I request you to submit it by today or tomorrow. And those who will join, I request all of them to please put on mute. So first question was, explain the importance of studying biblical Hebrew. Now the model answer given is, Hebrew is the primary language in which greater part of Old Testament was written. Hebrew is a language God employed to communicate his message to his people. Hebrew is the invaluable asset of properly understanding the Old Testament. Then Hebrew aids in understanding the New Testament. Much of the New Testament is based upon the Old Testament. Then knowledge of biblical Hebrew is guard against theological error. Hebrew is necessary because it opens up only true, reliable interpretive window upon the text of the Old Testament. And most of the people, I was so happy to see the answers explain the importance of studying biblical Hebrew. Many of the people has so beautifully given the answers. Some people on a separate notebook, they have given the full page answer. So I was very happy by seeing that answers. Then what is the origin for the term Semite or Semitic? And Semitic is derived from the name of Shem, the son of Noah, because of indefinable similarities between the language spoken by certain geological branches of his descendant. You know that the descendant of Shem, that was Eber, and descendant of Eber spoke the Semitic languages, around 70 Semitic languages. So thus the term Semitic is derived. Briefly describe the 5 main branches of Semitic language. 5 main branches of the Semitic languages. So these are the answers. 5 main branches were Hebrew, Akkadian, Aramic, Ethiopic, and Arabic. So out of many of the Semitic languages today, most spoken is Arabic and Hebrew. This you have done, write the alphabet 5 times in spaces provided below. So this all of you has done. Main problem, please listen carefully. Most of you solved incorrectly, or there was correction in E, F, and G. So properly understand the question. Which letters sometimes have dot called dagesh? So you have to write the letter without dagesh. These letters, which is called Begat Kefat letter, these have dot called dagesh. So expected answer is you have to write only the Begat Kefat letter, not with dot. Although some has written with dot, I have given them a correction. So please correct it. Don't write with Dagesh. You have to write without Dagesh, because they have asked letters. Question yep also, many of you, most of you, only one or two people, most of you has written the Sofit form. They have not asked Sofit form. Which letters have different form when they occur at the end of the word? Which letter has different form? You have to write the letter, not the Sofit form. So that is Kap, Mem, Noon, Pe, and Sade. These are the letters which have a different form, that is Sofit form, when they comes at the end of the word. Then question G is, which letter, both regular and final, that is Sofit form, extend either above or below the line of writing? So first it's Kap Sofit, Lamed, because it goes above the line. Then Nun Sofit, Pe Sofit, Sade Sofit, and Kop. While writing the alphabet, most of you has written the Kop without that broken portion, upper broken portion. So you have to give some gap or break that leg upside. So remember this correction. Then distinguish carefully between the letters which have similar forms. Copy this letter carefully in the spaces provided below. So these are very simple, Bet and Kap. So that letter you have to copy, and also you have to write the English wordings beside it, Bet and Kap. Then these are the tricky question. Question I, circle the letter in each group that has the major differences with the remaining letter. Describe the difference. Not only you have to circle, but you have to describe the difference. And you can say for first question, there are almost 1, 2, 3 reasons. You can round up tau, and you can say that it has no final form, because Kap, Mem, and Noon have final form, but tau doesn't have final form. Second reason, you can round up the Noon, because it uses only the one side of the box. As I have shown you how to write these letters in the boxes, if you see, only the right corner portion Noon covers. Okay, so that is also the major difference from, because Tau, then Mem, and Kap, all these three letter covers the whole box, but Noon covers only the one side of the box. You can round up Mem also, because it uses all four sides of the box, or the only label. The word label means the letter of the lips. That today we are going to see it, but you can round up Mem, and you can give the answer uses all four sides of the box, or the only label. Then second Lamed go above the box. That is the only difference we can write, and many of you have written that Lamed goes above the box. Then next we can round it. Third question is Sade, because not written its final form. Mem, there is Mem Sofit, Kap Sofit, Pe Sofit, but Sade is not written in its final form. So this is the answer key, and I'm going to share this answer key in a group also. So no need to take the photo or spend time in this. I'm going to share this in a group. Okay, today for 5 to 10 minutes, we'll take again the revision, because it is very important. Alphabets are the building blocks, and if you're not familiar with the alphabets, be familiar with the alphabet, because unless and until you know the building blocks of the Hebrew language, that is alphabet, you will not able to understand any of the question or any of the grammatical things. Please excuse me. I have a power failure over here, so I will try to connect in. हॉटस्पॉट दे. नो इंटरनेट म्हणते. issue because Brother Nitin.
Hello.
Am I audible, brother?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we were seeing the alphabets for 5 to 10 minutes. We are going to take the revision on alphabets again and again, because alphabets are the building block. Aleph is a silent letter and it has a transliteration as apostrophe. Then Beth, B in bat, or without dagesh, V in vat. Gimel, G in got. Dalet, D in dot. Hey, H in hot. Then wow, that is W in wow. Zain, Z in zot. Then Khet. Remember the differentiation between Khet and Hey. Hey is transliteration is H, but for Khet you have to get the dot under it. Similarly for Teth, there is dot under T. And for Yod, Y. For Kaf, K in kit. And for Lamed, L in lot. For Mem, M in mat. For Noon, N in not. For Samek, S in sat. Remember that Ain is a silent letter. Though is what not in ancient times, because it can give a G sound, guttural sound. It is reverse apostrophe. Then Pe and Fe. Black color consonant is transliteration is P, and red color is PH in phone or F in fat. Then Kop, Queen or Quran. For Resh, R in rot. For Sade, there is dot under S. That gives TS sound. And for sin and shin, for sin, red color, there is an accent on S, and for shin, SHIN, there is circumflex on S. And last alphabet is tau. There are total 5 final forms, that is kaf sofit, mem sofit, nun sofit, pe sofit, and sade sofit. Okay, let us say together without unmuting yourself. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, He, Waw, Zain, Ket, Tet, Yod, Kaf, and Kaf Sofit. Lamed, Mem and Mem Sofit. Nun and Nun Sofit. Samek, Ain, Pe and Pe Sofit. Sade, Sade Sofit. Kop, Resh, Seen and Sheen. From my right hand side, it is sin, 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 and that another consonant is shin. And last is tau. We have seen this letter that have final form, that is sofit, that is kaf, mem, nun, pe, and sade. Then begat kefat letter is bet, gimel, dalet, kaf, pe, and tau. Then later that both regular and final, which extend either above or below the line of writing, is kaf sofit, lamed, which go above the box, nun, pe, sade sofit goes below the line, and kop is a consonant which goes below the line. So this is about the revision. Today we are going to see the Hebrew special letters and vowel. Can anyone confirm me whether you are able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Today we are going to see the Hebrew special letters and vowel. So watch carefully. Unless and until you know the special letters, actually this special letter is in chapter 3. We are going to handle chapter 2 and 3 simultaneously. Some of the portion of the chapter 3, unless and until I will teach you, you will not be able to understand the vowels. So therefore, I'm going to tell you first the Hebrew special letters. Now, as you have learned the consonants, its final form, now this is the time to learn the special letters. Those who are noting it down, note it down, which are the special letters. First is the guttural letter. That is also called throaty 5 or a laryngeal letter or a guttural letter. Why they are called guttural? Because they comes from the throat. Once again, I am explaining you why these letters are called guttural, because their pronunciation is from the throat. Therefore, these letters are guttural. Which are these guttural letters? That is Aleph, He, Chet, Ain, and Resh. These 5 letters are called guttural. But let me explain you. Only technically 4 letters are guttural. Aleph, please listen carefully. Aleph, He, Chet, and Ain. These 4 letters are technically guttural. Resh is not technically guttural, but it is counted in guttural letter because it possesses the property of the guttural. So once again, I will repeat the sentence that the guttural letters are called throaty 5. Technically, four letters are guttural, which are the Aleph, He, Khet, and Ain. Can you say after me without unmuting yourself? Say after me: Aleph, He, Khet, and Ain. And sometimes Resh. Repeat after me: sometimes Resh, not always, because Resh is not technically a guttural letter. So these five letters, you have to remember it. You have to memorize it. Aleph, He, Khet, Ain, and Resh. Out of all these five letters, the two letters which are strong gutturals, they are Aleph, they are He and Khet. He and Khet are strong gutturals, and Aleph, Ain, and Resh are called weak guttural. Repeat after me. He and Khet are called strong gutturals, whereas Aleph, Ain, and Resh, these three letters, are called weak gutturals. Guttural possesses a property, and these three property you will see in Hebrew grammar plays a very important role. Guttural takes a special attention. As we go deep into the grammar, you will see that these five letters takes a special attention. And these five letters are called guttural, which are called throaty five. Whenever there is inflection, actually the Hebrew letter are inflected when they are put in construct state. When they are written, or when the sentences are formed, when the words or verbs are written, because of the infixes and suffixes, and because of the letters, these letters, when they comes at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle, they plays or they takes a special attention. So at this time of point, right now, only you have to remember and memorize them, that these five letters are called guttural letter, or another name is laryngeal or guttural letters. These letters you have to remember it in your memory. You have to permanently remember it, because if you have to learn the Hebrew grammar, these letters you have to memorize again and again. I'm going to ask you which are the guttural letters and their three properties. First property is this guttural letter refuse doubling dagesh. These five letters, rather I will say technically four letters, will never ever take the doubling dagesh in their bosom. They will not accept doubling dagesh in their bosom. Once again, I'm telling you, in their body, you will never ever find the doubling dagesh except resh. Resh, in exceptional cases, you will find that doubling dagesh in resh body, or in the bosom of resh, you will find in exceptional cases, you will find the doubling dagesh. So first property, repeat after me: guttural refuse doubling dagesh, or guttural refuges doubling dagesh. They will not receive the doubling dagesh in their bosom. Second property is they prefer A-class vowel. They always prefer, these five letters will always prefer A-class vowel. You know, in English, that there are five vowels: A, E, I, O, U. So these letters will always prefer under them A-class vowel. They will not prefer E, I, O, U, all these classes of vowel, only A-class vowel they will prefer. And third, they will always prefer a compound Shiva. Now you may ask, what is the compound Shiva? That we are going to see in vowels. Today we'll see whether we can start the vowel, but I'm giving you the introduction to the special letters. So once again, please memorize this guttural letter. These five letters are guttural: Aleph, He, Khet, Ain, and Resh. Out of this, He and Khet, these are the strong gutturals, and Aleph, Ain, and sometimes resh are weak guttural.
Brother Rahul,
Yeah.
doubling Dagesh, is there a singling Dagesh also? Or it is just a Dagesh is called?
Yeah, that point I'm going to come in the next slide. Okay, that I'm going to explain in broadly in the next slide. See, there are two kind of dageshes. That is the part of this grammar. So that I'm going to explain you. Next special letters are called silent letter. And these four letters, which are called the silent letters, you will observe these letters coming at the beginning of the word, or at the middle of the word, or at the end of the word. You will find these letters most of the time as acting as a silent letter. These are called silent letters. Which are those silent letters? Aleph, He, Vav, and Yod. These four letters you will always find either at the beginning, either at the middle, or at the end. You'll find these letters as silent letter. At this point of study, you have to only the memorize and remember which are these silent letter. And when we go deep into the grammar, that is after chapter 5, that is 6, 7, 8, we will observe this all the special role these letters are playing. So this Aleph, He, Vav, and Yod are called silent letter. Next is vowel letters. As I have told you in my first lecture that the Hebrew is the Phoenician language and they use the consonants. They use the consonant, and some of the consonant were acting as a vowel. Which vowel? A, E, I, O, U vowels. And in your workbook, if you have read chapter 2, you will find that these letters, vowel letters, are used as a English transliteration A, E, I, O, U. Which are those vowel letters? Technically, He, Vav, and Yod are the vowel letter. For Aleph is also called vowel letter. For A class vowel, please note it down. For A class vowel, Aleph or He were used. In ancient Phoenician language, for before the introduction of Masoret, see, the scribes has completed their work around 500 AD. Around 500 AD, scribes has completed their writing the Torah, all the complete Tanakh. And after that came the people which are called Ba'ali Masoret, which is after the sometimes they were called Masoret. And these Masoret people, without losing the pronunciation, ancient pronunciation, they have put the vowels. And when they put the vowels, the original pronunciation is preserved. And their work were finished around 1000 to 10 to 12th AD. It was finished. 10 to 12th century AD, it was finished. Actually, the vowel marking, there were three kinds of vowel marking which came, but out of that, the Tiberian system of vowel marking was predominant. And therefore, Tiberian system put the vowels under the consonant. Under the consonant, they put the vowel. Whereas other marking system, they put in between or above, but Tiberian system came into the predominant. And now we are learning, and whole Tanakh, complete Old Testament is written on Tiberian system. Okay, so remember that in ancient time, for A class vowel, Aleph and He were used. Then for E class vowel, Yod and Aleph were used. E and I class vowel. For E and I class vowel, Aleph and Yod were used. Then for O class vowel, Vav were used. Vav. Vav were used. So remember that these are the letters which were called as a vowel letters, and these were used in modern Hebrew. If you see, they will not use the vowel marking or vowel pointing. You will find in their scripts all these letters acting as a vowel letter. Then next one is the labels. Labels are called the letters of the lips. Labels are called the letter of the lips because they are pronounced from the lips. You will see that your lips is moving when you pronounce them. Which are those letters? Bet, Mem, and Pe. Bet, Mem, and Pe. These were the letters which are called label. Bet, you can repeat after me. Bet, Mem, and Pe. Bet, Mem, and Pe. Now, in special letter, we have seen the guttural letter, we have seen the silent letter, vowel letter, labels, and now these are the Begat Kepat letter, which you are familiar with. These Begat Kepat letters are the name in the name itself, that is Beth, Gimel, Dalet, K, Kap, Pe, and Tau. Beth, Gimel, Dalet, Kap, Pe, and Tau. Okay, so these six letters are called Begat Kepat letter. These six letters, when they begins with the word, or when they comes in the between, or when they opens the syllable, they receives the dagesh. Now, brother Christopher, I'm going to explain what is dagesh. These six letters, they when they comes at the beginning, that is in technical language called opening a syllable. Opening a syllable. When these six letters opens the syllable, they will receive the dagesh in their bosom. And that dagesh is called dagesh lene or vig dagesh. That dagesh is called dagesh lene or vig dagesh. Now, this is called this dagesh lene. All these Begat Kepat letters, there are six letters which are called Begat Kepat letter, and you are familiar with it. And when they receive in their bosom dagesh, that dot is called dagesh. When they will receive dagesh in their bosom, these letters are called as a dagesh lene. These letters are dagesh lene. These Begat Kepat letters are dagesh lene. Without dagesh, they are spirant. They are pronounced with slight breath. For example, vet, beth. If you pronounce vet, you take a slight breath. Only a little breath you take, vet. So these letters are called spirant. Again, I am telling you, these six letters are called spirant. But if they receive dagesh in their bosom, when at the beginning or and at the middle, these letters receives dagesh in their bosom, they are called dagesh lene, or another name is vig dagesh. Another name is weak Dagesh. I'm going to today explain you only this Dagesh Lene and Dagesh Forte, and I'm going to stop because it will be uh, too much for you. So, which are the Dagesh Forte? Remember, there are two kinds of Dagesh, Dagesh Lene and Dagesh Forte. Now, you may ask, which is this letter? This letter, which is in red color, it is Shimmer. Shimmer. You may ask, what is Dagesh Forte? All the letters, remember, all the letter except guttural, all the letter except guttural, when Dagesh is put in those consonants, their pronunciation is double. So therefore, this is called doubling Dagesh or Dagesh Forte. For example, you are familiar with the alphabet. First alphabet is Shin, second alphabet is Mem, and third alphabet is Resh. So you know that it is Shin, Mem, and Resh. So under Shin is I class vowel. Therefore, I am pronouncing it as she. Then under Mem, that is E class vowel. Therefore, I am pronouncing it as May. But under the body, inside the body of Mem, there is a Dagesh. So because of that Dagesh, now Mem is not a guttural letter, except guttural letter. I'm again repeating you, except guttural letter, all the other letter, even in some cases, this Begat Kepat letter also, in special cases, all these letters except guttural, all these letters, if we put Dagesh in it is double. The pronunciation is double. For example, this is Shimmer, 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 Shimmer. Because of that Dagesh, the pronunciation, that letter is doubled. You may ask, what is Dagesh? Dagesh is the piercer. Dagesh is the dot that is placed in the bosom of a letter. So this Dagesh, another name for Dagesh is the piercer. And this Dagesh is the dot that is placed in the bosom of a letter. Okay. Today we are going to see only these 3 slides, because if I'll take further, that will be too much for some people. Next time when you will come, you read chapter 2 and chapter 3 and memorize all these special letters. Again, I am explaining you guttural letter or throaty 5. Why these are the guttural letters? Because their pronunciation is from the throat. Their pronunciation is from the throat. Another name for guttural is laryngeal. Laryngeal. Which are those guttural letters? Aleph, He, Ket, Ain, and Resh. Resh, I am saying sometimes. Resh is not a technical guttural letter. It is sometimes called guttural. Sometimes behaves as a guttural. And these 5 letters, they will never ever receive, except Resh in some exceptional cases, these 4 letters, Aleph, He, Ket, and Ain, they will never receive. They refuse doubling Dagesh. Therefore, first property of this guttural letter is they refuse doubling Dagesh. These letters will never ever receive a doubling Dagesh in their bosom. These letters will never ever receive doubling Dagesh in their bosom. Second property, they will always prefer a class vowel. They will always prefer a class vowel. And third, when we are going to take the vowels, that time I will explain you what is the compound Shiva. But as on now, you have to remember that they prefer compound Shiva. They prefer compound Shiva. This is about the guttural. Second is the special letters. Special letters. In that special letter, which are the silent letter? Aleph, He, Vav, and Yod. At the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, they may be silent. They may act as a silent letter. Next is vowel letters. In ancient Phoenician language and even in modern Hebrew, you will find these 4 letters were used as A, E, I, O, U. You will find them used as A, E, I, O, U. This letter you will always find letter Aleph and He used as A class vowel. Then letter Yod and Aleph were used as I and E class vowel, and the letter Vav were used as O and U class vowel. Okay. Letter Aleph and He, A class vowel. Letter Yod and Aleph, I and E class vowel. And letter O and U, sorry, the letter Vav as O and U class vowel. Next is labels. These 3 letters are called letter of the lips. You can check it by pronouncing it. Right now, if you pronounce it, you will see that your lips are moving. Pronounce Beth. Beth. Lips are moving. Mem. Mem. Your lips are moving. Then pay. So these letters are called the label letter. They also takes a special attention. Then Begat Kefat letter. You are familiar with Begat Kefat letter. Which are the Begat Kefat letter? Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Ke, Kaf, Pe, and Tau. These 6 letters are called Begat Kefat letter. And without Dagesh, they are called spirant. They are taken with slight breath. But when Dagesh comes, the letters are hardened. The letters are hardened, and you can see the difference with Beth. So you see the difference between them. Without Dagesh, they are called the spirant letter, and they are taken with slight breath. But if Dagesh comes, these letters are called, that Dagesh in their Begat Kefat letter is called Dagesh Lene. Dagesh Lene. Whenever a Hebrew word begins a syllable, or in the middle of the word it begins a syllable, then at that time the Dagesh put in that is called Dagesh Lene. It doesn't doubles the letter, but it is pronounced with a clear pronunciation. That is, the major difference is without Dagesh is Vet, with Dagesh is Beth. There are 2 kinds of Dagesh, Dagesh Lene and Dagesh Forte. Apart from guttural letter, all the other consonants, and in some cases in Begat Kefat letter also, you will find that if you put the Dagesh in the bosom, the consonant is doubled. So this Dagesh Forte is also called a doubling Dagesh. So the word here is Shimmer. Pronounce after me. Shimmer. Shimmer. You see the mem pronunciation, mem consonant is double. Okay. And this Dagesh forte, which is called strong Dagesh, can occur in all Hebrew letters except guttural. Except guttural. And whenever you will find the letters which are not guttural, any other letter, you know that 5 letters are guttural. So out of 22 consonant, if you remove 5 letters, there are 17 alphabet. If you put Dagesh in their bosom, you'll find that the consonant is doubled. It doubles the letter, except Begat Kefat letter also, because when Begat Kefat letters begins a syllable, or in the middle, if they begins a syllable, then at that time they are pronounced as a hardening letter. And sometime for compensation, this Dagesh forte is used. I will explain you what is that compensation is. Here there are 2 words, that is mean. Mean is the preposition, means from, mean. Now at my Hebrew letter is written from right hand side, so this mean is from, this is preposition, and plus melech. Melech means king. In Hebrew word, melech means king. Now the letter is from a king. From a king. Min plus melech. Now, whenever the preposition min is combined with melech, at that time, what happens? This noon from the min, this noon sofit is assimilated to the first root letter of the melech. And because of this loss, compensation, this noon, Hebrew people doesn't like the n sound. Okay, so when they combines min with melech, the noon is lost, and for the compensation of losing of the noon, they will put a dagesh, that is doubling dagesh, in the first root letter, that is here in mem. In the body of mem, you will find the dagesh. So the pronunciation will become Mimmelek. 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 You'll find Mimmelek. That means for compensation also, this Dagesh forte is used. At this stage, if you do not remember, or if you're not able to understand this, don't mind it, or do not become anxious, because when we'll take the vowels, that time you'll understand all these vowels. Okay, I think we must stop here. See, in ancient Phoenician language, you see all this text, you see, and if you transliterate into English, you'll find this apostrophes n dot th. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Because we are familiar with English language, we can transliterate. Similarly, the Hebrew people or the Jews, they know their mother tongue, so they do not need the vowels. So they transliterate, or they can, without vowel also, they can read the word. Without vowel also, they can read the word. But for us, the Masoret has given the vowel system, and because of that vowel system, we can read the word. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Because of the vowel pointing, or the vowel pointing work of the Masoret, we can read the scripture, Hebrew scriptures, without losing its original pronunciation. Okay, so next time we're going to see the vowels. There are so many Hebrew vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U. Only for today, I'm going to tell you this one word, that is chesed. First consonant is chet, second is Samek, and third is Dalet. So this is a very beautiful word which is called Chesed. And the lexicon translation of this word, or if you see in the lexicon dictionary, the word Chesed, in different lexicon, if you see the word Chesed, it is a very beautiful word. And when I found the meaning, I was also amazed. The Chesed, the meaning of the Chesed is the steadfast, covenantal, loyal love of Yahweh Elohim. Steadfast, that is continuous, loyal, covenantal love of Yahweh Elohim, or the loving kindness of Yahweh Elohim. So that is the word Chesed. That's all from my side. If anyone is having any doubts, they can ask. Yes.
Sir, can you explain again the E and I class of vowels?
E and I class
I.
vowel
Yeah.
in ancient times.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now here are the vowel letters. For A class vowel, Aleph and He were used for A class vowel. For I and E class vowel, Yod and Aleph were used. And for O and U class vowel, Vav were used.
Okay.
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 Anyone having any query or any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Class,
Yes.
when you say E class vowel, it means
Whether that word is resh or rosh.
Which?
Resh or rosh.
Resh.
Resh.
Resh, not rosh, no?
Which word you are saying?
Letter.
Letter is resh, brother. Resh. Not
Not
rosh.
rosh, no?
Rosh means head. And yeah.
And resh?
Resh is the consonant. From that, the word derived is Rosh, that we may say Hebrew people called Rosh Hosanna.
So both the words are correct.
No, for Hebrew alphabet, you have to pronounce Resh only.
Resh.
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 Resh is the technical pronunciation.
Achha. And rosh?
Rosh is the word derived from this alphabet, brother, and that is the vocabulary.
Achha.
That is the word.
Achha. Okay.
Anyone? Any other doubts?
No.